Oh god, TDS just released Kill 3 update, and because of that, people are going crazy because 1. All your coins get reduced to ashes, and 2. A fear that the game will get heavily unbalanced because these things are just a massive passive buff to the whole game, and most importantly, 3. They made Hidden Wave impossible with skill trees. Wait, I think I just conclude the video by just saying that. Huh. Okay, thanks for watching the video, I guess. Bye. Nah, I'm just kidding. Upon opening the skill trees button, you will see a honeycomb pattern UI where you can buy whatever skills you want, and you can click on one to see what it does. Now, not all of them are unlocked instantly. You need to upgrade any skills that are adjacent to it 10 times to unlock it. Once you do, you can upgrade it. But as I've said before, these can be crazy expensive. Someone did the math and it turns out you need to have 1.65 million coins in order to max everything in here. Dang, you can buy 33 golden crates with that one, but obviously you wouldn't do that. There's only 6 golden skin. There are 4 types of skills, and each type has 4 skills you can upgrade with their own various effects. They are Offensive, Economy, Strategy, and Defense. Offensive skills increase your tower firepower overall. You can increase tower range, the explosion radius of AoE based tower, debuffs effects from towers, and also you can make your tower do critical hits. Economy affects anything related to your cash in-game. You can get higher wave bonuses, have more starting cash, better sell rates, and earning more money from killing enemies. Strategy doesn't really make sense in my opinion, cause all it does here is just increase your placement limits, decreases unit spawn cooldown, decreases active ability cooldown, and most importantly, increases logbook drop rate. Not sure what's so strategic about them. Defense makes it so you can increase your base HP, overheal your base, regenerate HP every wave, which causes hidden waves to be basically impossible, reduce stuns and debuffs duration for towers, and make summon enemies more tanky. Now you can already see that some of these skills just by looking at their description sounds very overpowered, and you got them right, they are. With Precision you're getting a lot of DPS from Ranger or any other late game tower, and Scavenger you easily get a lot of cash. It is completely absurd. If you want to read all the detailed information of each skill, you can just check the wiki and see for yourself. But that's not what most people complain about in this update, but rather the total price to get all of these maxed out. As I've said previously, 1.65 million coins or 1,650,000 oh my goodness, 1,650,053 oh my goodness, 1,650 1 million, oh my goodness, 1 million, let me do this slowly. 1,650,530 coins to be exact. Yes, finally, oh my goodness. An absurdly high amount of coins required to max everything is what makes people angry, cause how are they supposed to get every upgrade there is? Who would be willing to spend countless hours grinding this game just for that amount of coin? I don't wanna imagine what someone would look like after doing all of that. People are more concerned about the prices of these skills, but I think people should be more concerned about how unbalanced this system is. TDS is already easy enough, but now it is much easier because of this skill tree system. We already have consumable, which makes the game easier, but it's not a one-time purchase like skill tree, which is a one-time purchase. You don't need to pay anything to keep the buff running, so there's no risk in using skill trees compared to using consumable. I already made a video about this being a potential problem, and looks like it truly is. The zero risk factor to the skill tree system is what makes this system really unbalanced. For some reason they let hardcore have skill tree buff, which means it's now easier to solo hardcore than ever with skill trees. Not sure if this is intended, but hopefully it isn't. Hardcore needs to be hardcore, but I guess they can do this for hardcore rework since after all, hardcore is already easy without it. But please let logbook drop rate be an exception. You can't do Hidden Wave with skill trees enabled, but even if you can't still trigger Hidden Wave with skill enabled, the requirement for Hidden Wave is that you need to have 1 HP on your base, so having bandages skill would already make it impossible anyways. The community backlash from this new update causes the TDS Discord to get overloaded and the moderation bot crashes, so it has to be locked down temporarily. And this got some people mad thinking that we don't wanna hear their voices. But you people gotta understand the difference between a moderator and a developer. If anything, you should be complaining to the developer about all of this because they're responsible for developing the game. But the moderator has to take the blame for it as well. How annoying. The developer did make a defense for themselves about the update. Initially, they stated that they're doing this because they wanted to be a coin sink, but because of the constant backlash, the developer reconsidered if they're gonna actually keep it that way. And ultimately, they say that they're going to reduce the amount of coin needed to max, and they will refund the coins people lost from this new feature. Yay! Happy ending, right? While everyone is rejoicing that the developer listened, I still don't feel like skill trees should be a thing either way, but looks like there's no going back anymore. We have reached the point of no return. Skill tree is simply unbalanced. I know the comments here are gonna say something like, you can just turn off skill trees, right? Then you're missing my point here. It's literally just cheating. Where is the challenge to anything in TDS when you always keep skill trees on? Sure, anyone can disable skill trees, but is it healthy for the game balancing? Of course not. If you can just make the game suddenly easier by pressing a button, then TDS is not a strategy game anymore. It's just placing towers and win! Okay, chill Photon, don't crash out. What I wish was different with skill trees is that instead of it being a free win button, it just gives you a side grade where a tower will have a certain stats increase but certain stat decrease, or a tower gets a new gimmick but it has downside. In that way, you can make any tower have an alternative playstyle, which is much better than a complete buff to the tower with no downside. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now. And now I have to accept the reality that skill trees will just make the game have no challenge whatsoever, sinking every bit of my coins in TDS. Well, I guess the developer needed to find a way to make TDS player have something to do to grind the game fast. So this is what they came up to incentivize everyone to continue grinding. Maybe the truth is, TDS is dying right now. Like TDS has been declining in popularity. Will we ever reach this like goal for Pursuit skin? Maybe not the next few months. It is just an excuse for the TDS devs to somewhat revive TDS, but I think it's only gonna hurt TDS in the long term. This is just a short-term way to revitalize the game. But it doesn't look like their lousy neighbor TDX is doing well themselves, which is why TDS plan to make a new game, Alter Ego, which everyone thinks is gonna be a Forsaken clone or something. I would make a video about it if it's out. But okay, enough with the TDS Doom posting. It's not that bad actually. It still have like over 10k player consistently. They probably just wanna do something new, cause Paradoxum Games is really just Paradoxum Game without the S, since they only have one game right now. It is a good move since the tower defense genre in Roblox is stale right now, so developing multiple games is a smart move. Anyways, that's all I have to say about skill trees in TDS and its impact on the current state of the game. While most others just complain about its prices, people like me are more concerned that it's just not healthy for the game balancing, and you should definitely acknowledge that fact too. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button on this video, and also don't forget to click the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any of my new videos. Bye!